Have you ever wondered if there's a world made entirely of candy? Well, once upon a time, a curious little girl named Lila discovered that such a place truly existed. Lila was no ordinary child. She had a habit of poking around in places others ignored. Dusty attics, overgrown gardens, forgotten corners of the house. One day, she would often say, "I'll find something magical." And one rainy afternoon, she did. She had been exploring her grandma's attic, where the air smelled of old books and forgotten memories, when she saw something strange in the corner. A tiny door. Not an ordinary door. No. This one was painted in bright, swirling colors, and if you looked closely, it seemed to glow. "That's odd," Lila whispered, wiping off the dust. Her heart raced as she pulled on the handle. Creak! The door opened, and suddenly, a wave of sweetness filled the air. Chocolate, marshmallows, cotton candy. Lila gasped. On the other side of the door was a world so wonderful, so breathtaking that for a moment she forgot to breathe. Imagine this: candy canes as tall as trees, cupcake mountains sparkling with sugar, chocolate rivers flowing gently under gumdrop bridges, flowers shaped like jelly beans swayed in the breeze. It was as if every candy dream she had ever had come to life. Lila's eyes widened. Is this real? She stepped inside and dipped her finger into the chocolate river. It was warm, sweet, delicious. She giggled. Oh, it's real. But before she could explore, she heard a voice. "Welcome, traveler." Startled, Lila turned to see a group of gummy bears wearing tiny hats. Behind them hopped marshmallow bunnies, fluffy and smiling. "I am Captain Gummy," said the largest bear with a little bow. "You found Candy World." But he grew serious. "Not everything here is sweet anymore." "Not sweet?" Lila asked. "But this is Candy World." The bear nodded sadly. "An evil creature called the Sugar Snatcher has been stealing our candy. If we don't stop him, our world will crumble into nothing but bitter licorice." Lila gulped. "That sounds terrible, but what can I do? I'm just a kid." Captain Gummy smiled. "You're brave enough to open the door. That means you're brave enough to save us. Here, take this." From behind his back, he handed her a glowing rainbow lollipop. But this was no ordinary lollipop. It shimmered like a tiny piece of the sun, warm in her hand. Lila straightened her back. "Okay," she said, "I'll help." Together, they marched toward the darkest part of Candy World, where the licorice lair stood. A twisted castle covered in black vines and sticky syrup. Inside, in the shadows, slithered the Sugar Snatcher. He was taller than any man, with tentacles made of licorice and eyes that glowed a fiery red. "Who dares enter my lair?" he hissed. Lila's knees wobbled, but she tightened her grip on the glowing lollipop. "Give back the candy," she said, her voice small but steady. "This world doesn't belong to you." The Sugar Snatcher roared. His licorice tentacles lashed out, trying to grab her, but Lila dodged, spinning the lollipop staff just like Captain Gummy had taught her. Whoosh! A burst of rainbow magic filled the room, and the Sugar Snatcher screamed. You can't defeat me," he shrieked. But Lila remembered what her grandma always said. Courage isn't about being big. It's about standing up when it matters most. With all her strength, she swung the lollipop one last time. Boom! A wave of bright, sweet magic exploded through the lair. The Sugar Snatcher shrank smaller, smaller, until finally he was nothing but a harmless little licorice worm wriggling away in defeat. The candy cases burst open. Cupcakes, lollipops, gumdrops. All the stolen treats flew back to where they belonged. The rivers flowed sweeter than ever, and the sky turned a bright, happy pink. Captain Gummy clapped his tiny hands. "You did it, Lila! You saved Candy World!" The marshmallow bunnies hopped in delight, chanting, "Hooray for Lila! Hooray for our hero!" Lila beamed, but soon it was time to leave. Standing once more at the tiny glowing door, she turned to her new friends. "I'll visit again, but for now, I think I have my own world to make sweeter." And with that, she stepped back into her grandma's attic. The tiny door creaked shut and disappeared. Lila blinked. Was it all just a dream? Maybe. But as she licked a tiny drop of chocolate still on her finger, she knew the truth. Magic is real, if you're brave enough to believe. And that day, Lila learned courage comes in all sizes. Even the smallest person can make the biggest difference.